Okay, Sunday, June the 8th, 2014, almost 7 months after my last video, and here I am up in Norfolk, village of Mundesley, the northeast of Norfolk, up on the coast. My new location area now, having moved out of London. So today's the first opportunity I've had to get the camera out and do a local walk, really. Well, I've done some shorter walks, but nothing worth filming. So here we go. Let's see what this 6 miler, a shorter walk for me today, because hampered a bit by a hip flexor tendon injury, which means I can't do the long ones at the moment. I need to find them first as well. Anyway, it's about 11 o'clock. As I say, got a 6 mile circular here along the coast and past the gasworks, which won't be very interesting, I'm sure, and back to what is known as Gold Park on my left here. Clearly no stations on these videos, because there aren't any. Got ripped up by Bacton back in the 60s. So my method of transport today was a local bus service. So here we are, Gold Park. Cracking day today, after the rain of recent days. Due to get up into the mid-70s, I hear. Although it could turn later around 2 or 3 o'clock back to rain. So here we are, pretty much on the high street. Corner house over there. Manor Hotel over there. Must be the smallest museum I've ever seen. Mundesley Maritime Museum. And a bomb there that we'll go over and have a look at. As you can see, very blue sea today. This little park next door to it. As you can see, a memorial to the Royal Engineers who died in World War II, which is rather fitting for this weekend as we celebrate 70 years since the landings at Normandy. Little map here on the wall of the museum. Well, I wasn't quite right about the railway station. It did close before the Bacton measures, probably due to uneconomic consequences. Opened in 1898, extended to Cromer. That closed in 53. And North Walsham 64, so North Walsham connection may have been due to Bacton. Right, here we have a beach scene. I shall have a little breather in that cafe in a second before I start. Classic beach huts down there. Typical bucket and spade territory here. It's got a fairly decent beach, bit of shingle. Looks like the tide's coming back in. Even from here though, you can see in the very far distance the shoal of wind farms just out off of Wells. I don't know if I can get them here, but I can certainly see them. Unfortunately, still maintain they're an eyesore. They're 12 miles off the coast of Wells, so God knows how far they are from here. The recently reopened and refurbished Ship Inn, which has outstanding views from its garden, as can be seen over there. So here we have the beach at Mundesley looking towards Bacton in the far distance. Cliff erosion a big problem here. These Mundesley cliffs are an SSI, something to do with the sedimentary layers within them. And just as I recall them, there's a hawk over there. Not sure what it is. Now that's interesting, because unlike in the cliffs over at Cromer and Overstrand, there's birds nesting over there in these, despite the potential risk of the cliffs subsiding. Look a bit big to be sand martins, but I guess that's what they probably are. Plenty of skylarks singing up above as well. We're probably below Mundesley Holiday Centre at the moment, but I've got no evidence to show that other than what I'm looking at on the map. Well, actually, I might have it wrong. Could well be that the tide is turning outwards, because it seems to be shrinking away from these groins. Quite a lovely stretch of beach this. And the nearer I get towards the gasworks, so the shingle content declines. Yes, those holes were the homes of sand martins. There's plenty of them flying around here, but I can't obviously zoom in on them because they're too flighty and flitty. Cloud cover's increasing. We are forecast for rain about 2 or 3 o'clock. See the tide mark here, so I will confirm that the tide is on its way out. These great little fissures, very solid underfoot. First evidence up there of Bacton Gasworks with its security cameras. Cliff's starting to decrease in height now as we approach more evidence of Bacton power station there, gasworks, sorry. The fringes of Bacton Green, some of those caravans are hanging precariously on the cliff edge there. So I'm surprised they survived St Jude's, to be honest. I must admit, thus far, the Paston Way has been very poorly waymarked. Okay, now in Bacton Green, and over the road there, what used to be the ship is now closed. The toilets are open, but as I mentioned earlier, I haven't seen one Paston Way marker yet, so the route forward from here is not evident, and I'll be relying on map work, which really isn't good enough. Got no evidence that this is the right way, but I'm going to guess that it is. Heads in a reasonably westerly direction across farmland. It's passing an old pillbox here. As I say, that's at least 70 years old. I'm assuming this is the right route because I believe that to be St Andrew's Church. up on the hill there. The isolated St Andrew's Church. And over on my right, the very picturesque gasworks. Plenty of skylarks about though, the old gas isn't disturbing them. Interesting, no finger posts. Yeah, a bench in the middle of nowhere. Donated to the people of Bacton by the Fullers last year. Now listen to that skylark over there. At the lofty height of about 16 metres here. And the view from the bench is thus. I'll let the skylarks do the talking. Interesting the way this path's been left like this. Clearly wheat in years gone by. Now potatoes. Well. Just outside St Andrew's Church, and first finger post of the day. So I did get that right. Here is the medieval St Andrew's Church, which by all accounts has a mainly Victorian interior. Now, as regular viewers will know, I'd normally have a lunch break here, but I'm not that well equipped at the moment, and this being only a short walk, I intend to have a snack back at Mundesley. Splendid interior it is. Fantastic knee cushions. All arrayed in order. One to Her Majesty. Probably all embroidered by local people. Wonderful. Victorian post box there, with lid as well. Proper letterbox that. Still in use. A lovely goldfinch there. Walking up this quiet lane towards Lowlands Farm, having made a couple of errors finding the route. Wonderful. Right, just entering Paston, and only the second Paston Way marker I've seen on this walk, which is useful because there is a temptation to go up towards that farm there, as shown by the finger post. Well, I'm at some splendid church now. Not sure which one it is, or even if I'm on the right track at the moment, but yeah, don't know if you can read that, but let's have a close-up. In loving memory of John Muriel, Lance Corporal in the 1st Battalion, Norfolk Regiment, 6 foot. And in the background there, a splendid thatched church. First one I've seen actually. That's why I haven't seen one, because they're quite rare. It's a round tower church, but quite common in East Anglia. It's the All Saints at Edinthorpe, which I don't think I'm meant to be at. Uh-oh. Well, a very simple church this. They've uncovered some of the old works, probably covered up by Henry VIII or someone. And again to the rear, they've uncovered some of the original wall under the whitewash and lime. The great door. What a great round tower. Lovely, recently rethatched. It's been given an award by English Heritage. So there you go, a round tower church. Amazing. Wonderful setting. Just talking to a local up at Edinthorpe Church. And I'm well off route somehow. Anyway, it hasn't rained as forecast. It's 2 o'clock, so fingers crossed. Here we got barley just turning colour despite all that rain. Bacton gasworks in the distance there. Plumes of smoke emanating from it. Walking over what was once the old railway line from Mundesley, I presume, down to North Walsham. Seeing as I'm at Bacton, or just outside it. It now transpires I'm at Bacton, which is completely the wrong direction. So that joker up at the last church has sent me the wrong way. I should have known never to listen to locals, got no idea of geography. So here we are, 3 hours later, 8.5 miles further on, and the walk's completed. As I say, it should have been around about 6 miles, but I got waylaid somewhere. Anyway, I'm still back for the same bus I would have got at 3:30, so all's well ends well. The only thing missing is a bit of grub, which I'm going to try and locate now. Anyway, very pleasant little walk, what I did anyway. So, hope you enjoyed that one. Here's to the next one, whenever that may be. Subject to the hip improving, which at the moment still aches a tad.